Hello, everybody. This is Zerda with Zerda MTG, and I'm here again today with another Legacy video. So today we're going to be playing, you guessed it, more blue-green Omnitel, or Eurekatell, as you will, as I do in fact have the Eureka. The list hasn't changed literally at all since the last time I played. Still on the obvious cantrip package, including 2 Preordain, playing 4 Arkham's Astrolabe. Otherwise, I'd, in that spot, be playing Veil of Summer's main. The reason I'm not is I feel Eureka being castable is pretty important if you have it in your deck. Being Wasteland proof is still fairly relevant, and turning on Icefang Quaddles is pretty useful. It's also very, very useful for the post-board shifting Ceratopses. So this deck, I've gone over it enough times. I feel you all know what's going on here. But basically, we're just... Oh, that and it's a very popular deck. I can't take all the credit for people understanding how Omnishow works. Basically, you cast a Show and Tell, you put in Omniscience, and then you either cast an Emrakul or you Cunning Wish for Firemind's Foresight, Firemind's Foresight for another Cunning Wish, an Impulse, and a Brainstorm. You Impulse looking for something big to cast, you Brainstorm to put it on top, and then you Cunning Wish for Release the Ants and kill your opponent with infinite damage. Anyway, let's see how long it'll take for a game. Alright, and we're back. That took quite some time, but eventually we managed to find somebody to play against. Lost the die roll. Let's wait and see what our opponent decides, whether they're going first or not. Alright. I like this hand, although it isn't exactly the strongest. Depending on what we draw, we do have turn 2 Show and Tell, though. And we do have a Cunning Wish, so we can slowly piece together a win from here. I'm going to go ahead and keep. It's risky, but I think it's worth it. Hit F8. I'm going to lead on an island. Opponent has a stop. There we go. Next turn. Ooh. Is this elves? Or is this something a little more worrisome? Alright, no, this is elves. We don't have a terrible elves matchup, but we do need to draw something a little bit better than what we've currently got going on. I'm a little torn between playing the Astrolabe and playing the Icefang. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just deploy the yeah, I think deploying Icefang is a little bit better, because it'll give me, if they currently don't have a Wirewood Symbiote to bounce the Elvish Visionary, it lets me trade for it. Ooh, this is a big turn. There's some chance, or there is a chance, small though it may be, that I should have responded to that with the Icefang Quaddle to try and find a force. But I think the chances are so low, and the payoff for potentially drawing, or potentially getting an elf off the board is just a little bit higher. Although now it looks like it's just going to be them casting their entire deck. I don't think we managed to win from here. Right now, if it's not Force of Will, we are straight up dead. We're not going to come back from them finding. From them finding the... Oh, that's not it. Yeah, we're not coming back if they find the Wirewood, which they do. They did not, in fact, forget to register with Wirewood Symbiote. Alright. And let's let the combo begin. They're going to go absolutely insane from here. They're going to return the Elvish Visionary. Untap. That is untap, right? Yep. Untap one of their other elves. Replay the Visionary. Oh. Or am I going to be lucky? Good. They might be ending here. That would be a very welcome surprise. And if we draw an Omniscience, then we get to respond to their next turn by winning. Heritage Druid. They have 1 mana. Okay. Yeah. Still have a chance here. Omniscience off the top. Always yield to my Astrolabes. For shame. Alright, so... yeah, I'd rather conserve the fetch than the tropical. There we go. And if I can find a Force of Will, I'm gonna need it. Definitely don't need the other Cunning Wish. I think this is going to be the critical turn right now. So although I could have... Alright, drew a fetch. That's unfortunate. So although I could have kept the Impulse and cast that and a Show and Tell both next turn, I think it was right to try and just dig as deep as I can in case of a Crater Hoof coming down. Which off of a Gaia's Cradle right now would very much hurt. Once upon a time. Scavenging Ooze. That I am 100% okay with. Opponents got their draw engine going. So next turn, if I don't draw anything useful, I'll be playing the City of Traders so that I can go Cunning Wish for Intuition and cast Intuition. Oh wait, no, I'd be 1 short of doing that. Never mind, I am an idiot. I'm just amazed that I'm still alive at this point, honestly. X equals 2, Godok Teague. Collector Oof. Oof indeed, Mr. Collector. Oof indeed. Hey, a Force of Will. We can stop a Crater Hoof. I think I'd like to draw the Preordain next turn. What might I get out of my sideboard? If it wasn't for the Collector Hoof, I might actually just grab the Release the Ants to start pinging away at their team, but I can't actually make red mana without it. So let's see, what could I grab? Grab an Echoing Truth if need be. At some point I'll need that Shared Summons. I'm almost there mana-wise. So if I Cunning Wish this turn, next turn... For now, I'm going to draw the Preordain. I'm also going to cast the Cunning Wish. I'm not liking that plan. I don't think an Emrakul is particularly insane against the current board. But I do think there's a very good chance it's worth it. Oh, is this a natural order? No? Alright. I guess the reason to have played the City of Traders there would have been it would have allowed me to hard cast Force of Will. And I wouldn't have to pitch my Show and Tell. or Cunning Wish. Wirewood is fine. Not great, but fine. Okay. Opponent keeps drawing cards. We have no real choice but to let them. X equals 6, that'll be the Archon. Alright, so we've got to force, pitch, show, and tell. We're going to rely on Eureka. Because that natural order would have very, very much ended us. Without the ability to cast sorceries, we don't really have many choices. We will also trade this Ice Fang Quaddle with basically any important threat they attack with. Alright, opponent not willing to trade anything off. Very reserved, they know what their plan is and they're going for it. Makes me wish I was the red version and could grab a, what's it called? The, one of those red sweepers, the colorless one is the most likely. Let's see. I think I'll grab Shared Summons. It's what I needed. I can still... I can't actually do both. I think I prefer casting the Preordain here. I have fetches. I really want both then. Put on top. Put on top. Draw Brainstorm. Cast Brainstorm. Spell Pierce is pretty worthless. Boseiju isn't good in this matchup. Play and crack a fetch. Grab a Forest. Should I grab a Trop? No reason not to in this matchup. Actually, let's be a little bit patient here. There's a chance that Ponder is going to need to be pitched to Forcible next turn, so let's not go ahead and throw it away for no reason. That's right. You cannot bind any keys to spacebar on MTGO for some reason. Makes me sad. Opponent continues their card advantage train, but we're going to try and hold on to that Ponder as long as possible. And the reason I didn't go ahead and just slam the Shared Summons there is I actually don't want to just slam an Emrakul into play. I don't think it's good enough. I think we do that, they slam look at what they might have. They might have multiple Crater Hoofs that can just attack over and through. We don't, as nice as it would be, I don't think we really have that luxury. With the Force of Will now, as long as we don't use it this turn, we have a chance of having that luxury. We have a chance that it's not just going to kill us to do that. But with this many cards in their hand, I think it's very, very likely. I really don't like having to counter that. But I just don't think it's that likely that our opponent doesn't have multiple things to slam into play that end the game for us. I'm just glad they haven't found either a Cradle or a crop rotation for the Cradle. Actually, I'm not familiar with modern day Elves lists. Do they still play 1 or 2 crop rotations to grab Gaia's Cradle? Don't even know. There's an elf. elf. One mana left. Will they manage to use it? Yes, they will, unfortunately. Oof. I wonder what they're doing. They untapped the Dryad Arbor, so that means they have another elf they're gonna play. I figured they'd have untapped another. Alright. For one, they're gonna start drawing more cards. Or are they gonna grab a Wirewood here? No? Okay, Elvis Rejuvenator. So they're gonna have a Cradle next turn. And that's gonna tap for approximately all the mana. There's that Scavenging Ooze. Okay. And what do we draw? Another Flooded Strand. Wonderful. Don't need to deploy the Flooded Strand yet, or the city yet, do I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because the Astrolabes are off, it doesn't let me also deploy an Ice Fang. I'm still going to on the off chance that they attack with the Oof and I get to block it without just instantly dying. But I don't think deploying the Ice Fang there is going to, or on their turn is going to either be particularly relevant or likely to occur. I think the most likely scenario for this turn is I just lose. There's the natural order. Here comes Craterhoof. Oh, they're on a Craterhoofless version. Interesting. I'm going to choose sorcery, I imagine. Yep. So for now, I have no ways to put anything into play. That will never attack me. So I'm never going to be able to Ice Fang it off the board. Gonna need them to actually do something that kills me though. Like ever choosing to attack. Because I do still have outs to this that involve Cunning Wish. So, we will see. Still strange to me that Elves not playing Craterhoof, but still playing Natural Order. No, I suppose they don't really need to. They have plenty of other lines. It's just something I personally don't understand, which means I need to investigate the meta a little bit more. And watch me get bodied by it, because it's still on the sideboard. Huh. I wonder what made it worse. Well, that's shared summons, I suppose. Don't tap too many. Emrakul, and Ice Fang. No worries about the mana loss. Now at this rate, I might actually be able to, if I'd held on to the Soul Land a little longer, hard cast an Omniscience. Uh-oh. My bad. Thought I was casting it. Not. Well, I'm the one who said okay. Suppose it can't really be helped. Alright, now that I've drawn an Ancient Tomb, I'm just gonna go ahead and play it. Oof. Because I can continue to build up my mana that way. So now if I get a turn to play a fetch land into a second soul land, I can hardcast Omniscience. And hardcast Emrakul might be enough to get there. Seems pretty unlikely. Opponent 8 there, Heritage Druid. They've been discarding some creatures there. Best draw by far is currently Cunning Wish. Oh, so it was just in their hand. Okay. I'm gonna let them have their fun and go to combat with a team of absurdly sized creatures just to see how much damage I take exactly. Not gonna just attack with all. There's a button for that. I suppose not. Ah, it's the hoof. There we go. I'm double blocking the hoof. And there's the game. We have very much lost. Alright, so post-board, I don't think I suppose... No, I think I prefer Spell Pierce against elves to Veil of Summer. Spell Pierce allows me to actually hit a Glimpse of Nature, and it lets me hit, you know, it hits a lot more, even if none of it is very likely. I don't think there's anything I necessarily want to board out. Yeah, I don't think we do anything in this matchup. My sideboard is really, really restricting. One of the other reasons I want to just move on to Sneak and Show, where I actually have a sideboard. It's not just, well, I got Shifting Ceratops for all of that blue soup, and I have a pretty decent combo for anything else. That hand does go to show you, though, the weakness of keeping a hand just based off of a fast half of the combo without having any payoff. Had a little bit of dig, but I don't think that should have been keep worthy. Shaking the rust off. Alright, so turn 1, Snow Island Astrolabe, and see where we go from there. We now have to be very wary that our opponent might have ways to blow up our Omniscience as soon as it comes into play. So something we should be aware of. And if we draw... Alright, another Show and Tell, not bad. Not great, because we only really need one in this matchup, but not bad. Actually, maybe it is. Maybe it is just bad. suppose if they blow up the Omniscience, then we'll need a second show and tell to put whatever else we've got coming into play. Thoughtseize. Goodbye, Omniscience. You will be very sorely missed in this hand. If it is show and tell and it gets surgical, then we're in big trouble. We've got to rely on Eureka at that point. Although I don't think surgical's great unless you have discard plus counter magic against us. So, who knows if they have it. Alright, no surgical. Hit that 8 key. Dang, that would have been nice. Alright, so we can't win off of the Brainstorm here, so I'm just going to play a very, very sad Mystic Sanctuary and pass the turn. If our opponent ends up casting another Thoughtseize, I will debate on the Brainstorm, because I think it would be the most likely thing for them to take from us. Alright, an island. We're going to Ice Fang before anything else, of course. And by before anything else, I mean before brainstorming. Digs us a little bit deeper and makes the brainstorm better. Glimpse. Suppose I'll respond. With an Ice Fang in case we draw a Spell Pierce or similar. This feels like it's going to be a small Glimpse turn. And I feel like I need that Brainstorm to be a little bit better than just finding me a Force of Will. Yeah, this feels like it's going to be a small Glimpse turn. Maybe not. With what they had, I'd assumed, but never assume against elves when you don't play the deck yourself. They're capable of making an absolutely absurd amount of mana from basically nothing. And that translates into an absolutely absurd amount of cards drawn from, well, a glimpse on what seems to be an unassuming board. I still think it was right to hold the Brainstorm, though. I don't feel very confident in winning if I just fired it off there. I feel like they would take the Brainstorm, and it's better to Brainstorm here than not, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Okay. We will hide Cunning Wish at the bottom, then Brainstorm. Once again, if they have Surgical, this is going to absolutely blow us out. But I don't think there's any scenario where a Surgical doesn't. Alright, they took the Spell Pierce. The Brainstorm on top of our deck can win us the game next turn, so I am going to cast it even if I don't think it's a very likely possibility that we win from it. Because I think it's very likely that we lose if we let our opponent untap and we have absolutely nothing. It'll let us see 2 new cards, and waiting another turn against this board. Hold on, let's see. Am I overreacting here? 1, 2. They've drawn so many cards, I just can't. Ooh, is this Deafening Silence? Alright, good, it doesn't appear to be. I was gonna say, if that's Deafening Silence, then we're absolutely out of this. Okay. Maybe we should play an Elephant Grass in the sideboard. It's pretty mana intensive, but gives us something to do against more aggressive decks. Or not even more aggressive, just decks that plan on eventually attacking you with creatures. No, I'm trying to think of... It is a Deafening Silence. Alright. That means we're 100% casting the Brainstorm now. It's not good. Oh, it's not good. But... yeah, I don't think we have much of a choice here. Because if we wait, we won't be able to even force next turn. So this is desperation mode now. Alright, we don't need the Trop. We don't need the Misty. I could see a world where we need the City of Traders, although I think it's unlikely. And I don't imagine us needing the Show and Tell, but no reason to bin a card that could just get Thoughtseized. Alright, we found a way to shuffle. We have a Cunning Wish in hand. There's absolutely no way that that Cunning Wish saves us, but hey, we have it in hand. It'll be really sad if this could end up being a pretty sad sequencing of turns here. Once upon a time. Right, that means we don't have to worry about their... You know, this is my end step still. I was gonna say that means we don't have to worry about their scarier cards, but no, we still do. Alright, let's see. What do you do, opponent? Jarred Arbor, Glimpse. Oh, can't stop a Glimpse turn. Especially not with the Guy's Cradle. Making absolutely certain there's nothing we can grab, which, because of the Deafening Silence, is just kind of a given. Oh, didn't mean to 6 there. Let's see, how do I undo that? Seems like I already did. Zero, yield until end step. Let my opponent go ahead and cast all of their cards. Reclaimer. Jarred Arbor taps and taps. Another Elvish Reclaimer. Alright. Hopefully they aren't able to find a big payoff here. Although I highly doubt the plan of Cunning Wishing for shared summons and then somehow managing to survive a turn after this Glimpse turn is going to be one that wins. But hey, it's better than having no plan at all, I suppose. Definitely looking forward to when I get Sneak and Show instead. And whew, now it needs to be an Omniscience, because oh, that Caracas. That Caracas. but also that deafening silence. And so first thing, that needs to go. Grab me a blue-green source. 100% casting Cunning Wish. Yes. Actually, no, Omniscience doesn't do it yet. If I find Echoing Truth to bounce the deafening silence, that opens a few lines. It also means it needs too much to go right. I'm grabbing Shared Summons. It needs way too much to go right. And again, I think so does this game. Intuition, eh? Well, never say I don't regret. City of Traders. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, just once upon a time, I suppose. Kind of tempted to Intuition for triple Omni. I think that's probably the right move. Over the Shared Summons. Lets me show and tell it in, and if I draw an Emrakul, I can immediately cast said Emrakul. Craterhoof. I think I'm actually dead now. Because I think they have the mana. Once... Does that come into play tapped? Alright. Did they already have... No? Alright. Maybe. Another glimpse. That's once again, I believe that's 7. Oh, no, that's 0. Yield until end step. At this point, if it looks like my opponent's just gonna run out of time instead of killing me, I'll just concede. Because they very, very clearly have the upper hand here, and I don't want to win just based on clock. But that being said, if it looks like... That's only if it's, what do you call it? If it looks like they're going to be able to cast it next turn. Oh, or right now. That works too. GG. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, can't even grab a, for shame. What are you doing now, opponent? Oh. They're just having fun with everything now. There we go. Alright, and they have it. And this has been Single Scoop Legacy. I hope you all enjoyed. Please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see all of you next time.